If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, holographist coach, Christine McIver.
Welcome, my friends. I'm so happy to have you here. And I hope you're feeling lucky tonight because we are all going to get lucky tonight. Tonight's show is Want to Get Lucky? Oh boy, this is going to be so much fun. I am your host of Inspired Choices radio and TV show. And I have a fabulous guest tonight with me, Megan Sillito. Welcome to the show, Megan.
Hi, Christine. It's so good to be back.
Oh my God. Why did you go away?
I needed a little breaky break.
Okay. All right, cool.
I needed just a tiny little break, a year and a half.
A year and a half later, I am telling you, my friends, we're going to dive right in tonight because I know Megan and we had a little bit of a conversation. I wouldn't let her talk too much because I wanted to do the show and not do the pre-show. And, and I just know we're going to have, this is a very potent topic for the both of us that we're both really tuned in about. And we've got so much to talk about. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a holographist coach, and you've probably never heard of that title before, but that was something that my coach, Megan Sillito, and I actually tapped into the energy of what it was that I brought to the world and what it was that I brought to clients. And so what I do is I work with what you desire, what's in your hologram. Let's work with it right now. Let's actualize it immediately. And that's what I do when I'm working with clients. I love to work one-on-one, especially with soulpreneurs, entrepreneurs, people that are really looking to take their business to the next level. And if you're not really sure of what that would look like and you'd like to know more, please reach out. I give everyone a complimentary 30 minutes. I was going to say 30 seconds, but I don't think we'd get much said in 30 seconds. I give everyone a 30-minute window that we can have a conversation and see if there is a match. So you can do that by contacting me at Christine@inspiredchoices.ca, or you can find me across all social media platforms. Now, tonight we are talking about Want to Get Lucky. Do you consider yourself lucky, or do you need a boost of luck? Do you know you can change your luck? Do you think that you have to be lucky, born lucky, to have luck in your corner? Well, what if being lucky is the biggest lie you have ever bought into? And we're going to unpack that big time. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my amazing friend, Megan Sillito. For over 20 years, Megan has masterfully facilitated deep transformation in individuals and groups from all walks of life, from entrepreneurs to artists and housewives to NASA engineers. I haven't read this in a long time and it made me laugh. Like a court jester, which is so true, she has creatively led thousands to reach beyond their limiting beliefs of what is possible to claim their having it all ridiculous life. She is an international speaker, group facilitator, and so much more than even just that. People coming out of Megan's events often say they were having so much fun, they didn't realize that their whole life had changed. You can contact Megan at her website, megansillito.com. That's megansillito.com. So much more to tell about Megan, but I want to jump into this conversation because it's fantastic. So we're talking about lucky. So the very first thing that I'm going to say, and I always do this, Megan, is I go and read the online etymology. What does the word say? What's the original definition of the word? So the original definition of the word lucky is likely to bring luck. That cracks me up. Likely to bring luck. It means occurring by chance. By chance. I don't know about you, but whenever I think of the word lucky, I feel like that's, I got it. I've got it. And tonight, Megan, I have on my lucky shirt. I have on my lucky necklace. I put on my lucky perfume so that we can get so much luck up in here. It's going to be lucky for all of us.
Let's get the luck up in here.
Let's turn the luck up, babies.
Let's get it up in here.
Oh my God, this is so much fun. So Megan, when we first started to have this conversation, what was popping in your mind about luck and getting lucky?
Well, I have been diving into the energy of luck and what it actually is. And I think it's one of the most misperceived energies. Because a lot of people have this like, I don't need luck. I work hard, and or it's like, it's almost like a dish if somebody says, oh, you got lucky. Well, no, I worked hard for that. Like, we have this thing in our culture of needing to work hard or feel like we've earned our rewards, and so as a result, a lot of us go, well, I don't need luck as I'm powerful and I got this. Well, for me, luck is one of those invisible forces in the universe, just like magic, that we can either use consciously and in our favor, or it can be used against us if we're not consciously cultivating the alignment with it. So one of the things that I really went around, because part of my interest was sparked several years ago. I actually did a show called Want to Get Lucky on this network 5 years ago or something. Yeah. And that it was cool because I had started playing with the energy of luck then. And I actually have a quick story about that I'll come back to. And then earlier this year, probably spring, summer, Gay Hendricks' book Conscious Luck came out. And I started reading that, and it was like stuff started to open and change. And one of the things that stuck with me is he said, if you're not consciously cultivating a relationship with luck, then the part of you that's relating with luck is your unconscious programming.
Say that again.
It's big.
It is big.
So if you're not consciously cultivating what you want your relationship with the energy of luck to be, then your unconscious is what's dancing with luck.
Okay. And I have a follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
So if your unconsciousness is what's following up with luck, engaging with luck, what is actually going on in what's going on in our unconsciousness then?
Yes. Okay. That's the key, because for most of us, that's crap, because most of us were inundated with life is hard, life is a struggle, life is pain, love is pain, bad things happen to me, like all the things that went on before we had a conscious choice about what went in here is what is in our unconscious. So unless you grew up in the Beaver Cleaver home, if your unconsciousness is what has the relationship with luck, you're in trouble, because you'll have what I call a bastardization of luck, which is where you use it against yourself. You're not willing to work with it, so you work against it. So I was one of these people. I know my friends used to say, if something bad is going to happen, it's going to happen to Megan. So let's bring her on every trip, because she will cancel out any bad luck that might happen. That's how much I had bought into that I wasn't lucky.
So you believed that?
Absolutely. I never won anything. I believed that if I entered any contest, I would lose, like nothing. And then one time I saw this show on 2020 on luck. It was beautiful, because what they did is they implanted all these little cash rewards, like $100 here, $500 here, whatever. And they took, these people thought they were playing some game, but they took a test group that thought they were lucky and a test group that believed they weren't, through the same exact process. Guess who found all the money? The people who considered themselves lucky. So luck is always there. It's whether you're tuned in or not to it.
So what was popping for me when we started talking about this is luck, and this is what I perceive it to be, and
Hmm.
maybe it's just different wording on what you're saying, but is luck a decision that we choose?
Yes. Yes. But here's the thing. The thing that you have, one of the things that's important to understand is whether you choose it or not, it exists. It's like gravity.
Oh, I
You
really like that.
you don't have to believe in gravity. Gravity is always working. You don't have to,
Nice.
you can think it's a crock of shit. It'll still be working. You don't have to believe in luck because luck is always working. If you're available and you're sort of open to the experience of the universe and you've developed sort of a positive way of seeing the world, you'll tend to invite more of that in, right?
Right.
If you're like, see, the world is against you, right? Then you will work against luck. And it will, like my friends would say, I mean, bad shit happened to me all the time. Like, they're like, how, of course that happened to you, Megan. That's like the saying of my young adulthood is, of course that happened to you, right?
And do
But
you
I
find
changed that.
Nice. Do you find
Hmm.
that not only with yourself, but other people that you've observed, that we buy into it, it becomes a joke and we keep
Right.
joking about it, but there's some degree of alignment with that.
Hmm. Yes.
Now, the reverse can be true as well,
Hmm.
right? The reverse,
Hmm.
like I always say, I am so lucky on Friday the 13th. People go, "Oh no, Friday the 13th." I'm like, though that's one of my luckiest days. Like and
Right.
I've said this for years, and it wasn't until like a little while ago that I was like, well, yeah, because I'm creating it.
Right. Right. Yes, you're creating it in that you're choosing to cultivate a very strong relationship with luck on that day.
Correct. Yes, I get it.
And what if you chose it every day? And then the 13th was just an extra bonus, the Friday the 13th, right? And that's the thing that I see so much, and also in myself. Like, I see people who are very lucky, say at the tables in Vegas. My sister is one of those people. Like, it's funny to go gambling with her because even the dealers are like, "Ooh, you're lucky." Like, she sits down and like she can't hardly lose a hand. It's insane, right? But
That's
the rest
awesome.
of her life, she does a lot of like, I have to do this to get this. And so there's this one area that she'll let herself be lucky in.
So
And it's like, that's sort of the intention, is that I'm like waving a flag for, is like, let's expand it, not just on Friday the 13th, but where else and how else.
So, your sister and other people, what do you think it is that's stopping us from choosing beyond a particular day, a particular location, a particular experience? Is it that we don't believe that we're actually entitled to have luck?
Yes. And there's a lot of propaganda about what luck is. And that's one of the reasons why remember I said it's a very misinterpreted energy.
Yes.
There's a lot of propaganda of like, oh, well, this number is lucky and this is lucky and this is lucky, right? Friday the 13th. There's a lot of history about how Friday the 13th was actually a very lucky day originally. Like, I don't know how it got turned around, but it's like, and like, oh, if you do a eye of newt and a rabbit's foot, then you know what I mean? It's like all this weird shit that we like, okay, you have to spin 3 times and spit in the air, and like then you'll be lucky. So there's all this. And if you look at like all the people who have that, and this is superstition, right? So I gotta do the salt over my back or whatever.
Right.
And it's like there's a lot of like bullshit about it. And so we go, oh, well, seven's my lucky number. So that's where I'm lucky, because I've been taught that seven is lucky. And so I'm connected to that. And so I can be lucky there. And so part of it's the misinformation. Part of it is like what you said, which is that we're not willing to have life be quite that easy.
Right.
We don't want somebody to say, if you like, when this show goes huge, like when your network goes where you want it and people go, oh man, that's really lucky, you're going to be kind of offended by that. Because look how
listen up, people.
Like, don't say that to Christine. But like, what if you could go, thank you, because you knew that you aligned your consciousness, your actions with luck in such a way that you created the,
Yeah.
the magic that you really want to create. Right?
We're up for our first break, but when we come back, I want to talk about resistance to buying in that it was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's a whole different, look at that angle, right?
Right. Yes. In that way, luck is magic's stepsister, because we all like to say, yeah, it was magic. We love saying that, but
Oh
we
my
don't
God.
like to say it was lucky.
Oh my God. Okay. We have so much to talk about. Holy shit. Okay. So we're going to go for our first break. Stick around. Do not go away. I'm telling you, we're going to have so much more going on tonight. We have Megan Sillito on our show called Want to Get Lucky. If you are listening live, please come join us at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com/chat room. And you can join as a live studio audience member, because these shows are not only audio, they are also taped for TV, and you'll be able to find us on over 220 platforms. We go all around the world, everywhere we possibly can. So, my friends, you are listening to Inspired Choices here on the Inspired Choices Network with myself, Christine McIver, and my amazing lucky guest, Megan Sillito. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Well, my friends, we are having a great time tonight. If you're just joining, I have a fabulous guest, Megan Sillito, and we are talking about luck. Our show tonight is called Want to Get Lucky, and we're getting lucky with all this fabulous information that's coming through. So if you are just joining, you have to go back and listen to the beginning part because it's going to make a lot more sense. And we do have some questions in the chat room, Megan, but I want to jump into what you said as we were going to break. So I had asked you a question to talk about the resistance to luck. Like you had appointed to me and said, once the network goes as big as I imagine, and that's pretty damn big, and somebody says to me, well, isn't that lucky, that I would be insulted. And I don't disagree with you, because this has been a labor of absolute joy and love. But the word labor is in there. We have been creating and doing it, and I'm loving it. And The people that we work with it's amazing. And what is that resistance that some of us do have to the word, you must have gotten lucky, or aren't you lucky you were born into that family, or aren't you lucky that you know this person, or wow, you were in the right place at the right time. It's like, really? Which when they're saying that often denotes you had nothing to do with it.
Right. It's too easy. It somehow seems to invalidate the hard work that goes into anything, any big project. There's always action and movement and things that have to happen and things that have to get done, and it doesn't have to be work. It doesn't have to be hard, but there is stuff to do. Right.
Yes.
So we feel like when somebody says that we got lucky is that it invalidates us somehow, or the effort that we put into it. But actually it's just saying, oh, you're working. To say someone's lucky is to say they're working with the universe.
I love that. I really love that. It's nearly like when somebody says you're lucky, it's like there's this man out there, or this leprechaun out there that decides, right? That decides, oh, okay, we're going to sprinkle a little luck Megan's way. We're going to sprinkle a little luck Christine's way, right? It's like you have no say in it.
Right.
So you were talking about magic and luck. Bring us into that piece of what you're aware of.
So for some people listening, that I've been taking my magic show on the road, my signature event, Live Your Magic, which I have. Christine hosted me in Toronto, and we had wands made for everybody by a very sweet little magic girl. That wand, actually, by the way, did you know, has the same wood as Dumbledore's wand?
I do. And this beautiful wand is with me every single day. This wand sits here with me every single day. And I think of us, and I think of the magic that's available every day.
That's fantastic. So why don't we do that with luck? Why do we do this with luck? Why don't we look at that lucky whatever and go, I'm bringing that in today. I'm choosing that today. That's part of what gets to support me today, right? And so the magic is another invisible force, just like gravity, that's all around us. It's in every freaking molecule, and we can call it up, or we can work against it, or we can resist it, but it's a force that moves through the universe, and it's inside of us, and it's in everything around us. Like, it's like those moments where it's just like something happens and you go, whoa, like, how did that just happen? Right. And that's because you're actually tuned into the station, right? Well, luck is the same exact thing. The interesting thing about luck is it really doesn't have anything negative. Like in the magic world, there's this white magic, dark magic, there's a lot of stories and big points of view in that way. But luck is pretty much just an up energy, like, let's go, let's move. Unless you were like me and decided you were unlucky and you actually turned that force against yourself. Right? So that's why I'm saying that luck, I think, is like magic's stepsister. Like we all love to say, oh, that was magic, but we don't want to say it's lucky, because that connotates it was too easy. Maybe I cheated. Maybe it shouldn't have happened to me. I just got lucky.
It was just by chance.
It was just by chance. But there's no such thing in the universe. There's no such thing as by chance in the universe. If one little thing happened that wasn't supposed to happen, everything would explode. There are literally trillions and trillions and trillions of systems that have to all work exactly correct timing, energy, for us not all to fall off the planet at the same time, right?
Hold on.
Right. There's no way that you can have a wrong experience. If you experience something called luck, you were at the right place at the right time because you were following the flow of the energy. You were working with the energy. We can swim, we can like get on an inner tube and go downstream, or we can like swim our asses upstream our whole life. Like, cool. If you like swimming upstream and you like the big shoulders, go for it, right? But that's part of what I mean by we can actually work with luck and have it be like, Gay Hendricks describes it this way, and I really love this description. When he says, yeah, luck is always there. Some people choose to put their sail up and some don't. It's like wind, right? Luck is like this invisible force, like just like wind. Wind is always moving. But if you never put your sail up, how are you going to grab some of that?
Right.
And so that's what I'm really exploring is what does it take to put your sail up and to claim it? And part of it is this conversation where we're sort of debunking a lot of the myths about it. It actually requires intention. It requires cultivating a relationship with an invisible force and being willing to receive it and actually have your life be so damn easy that people just call you lucky. Here's the dealio. People are going to judge you no matter what. That's what people do. They judge. Judge. I came up with this in a workshop last year. It was like I called humans judgy beasts. Judgy. So the thing is that you're going to be judged. Would you rather be judged for having a magnificent life of ease and joy, or would you rather be judged for working really hard and burning out and dying early? What would you like to be judged for?
It's where we put the value, right? It's
Right.
where it's what we value. Okay, I want to bring one more thing into this, and I didn't warn Megan of any of these questions, by the way. So Jen Wood, who is doing our show tonight, she's the producer tonight. She did a show this morning. You would have loved it. It was the BS of spirituality. I don't know if that's the exact title, but it was very, very close.
That's awesome.
And it was fabulous show. And what's kind of popping into my mind about this is like a lot of people will kind of give their, not so much their power, but believe that they have, in order to create, they have to have these different entities, spirits, angels, all these things. They have to have them on their side in order to actually cultivate luck or magic. Now, I'm not saying that there are not entities in the world that are contributing. Absolutely. Some of them have bodies, some of them don't. Right? But what is it? Again, is it the same kind of belief system around I can't have that much luck, or I can't have luck all the time? Is it the same type of belief system? Like, is that what's driving? I need to have a different force, an outside force that's actually creating this for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm going to go back to my gravity. Like, it just is. It's not some weird, you know what I mean? That's doing it. Like, well, yeah, gravity is doing it for us. It's keeping us on the planet. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there is just a neutrality in that, and I think that's where we get in trouble. If you make luck too important, and you give your power to it, it's like, oh, I guess I'm not lucky. Like, that's not working either. But it's really about, cool. What in the universe can contribute to what I'm creating? Nothing in the universe can do it for you. God can't do it for us. I don't know what, general equipment manufacturer, whatever you call that, like, nothing happens without your choice, period. So to me, I'm like, cool, I'm having this, I'm choosing this, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And who wants to help me?
Right.
Who wants to contribute to this party? Right. And I think money is a similar energy like that, right? We can either work with the energy of money or against it. And so it's like, there's a lot of people that I have met that create really big lives without them personally earning money. Like, maybe they married somebody rich or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like they're allowing money to work in their behalf. Right? They're allowing that experience, right? And then other people who's like, they hate money and they won't allow money to contribute to what they're creating. And it's just a choice. It's like, would you like money to support you? Would you like luck to support you? What, like, yes, it is all by my choice. But why wouldn't I include everything in that?
Yes, I love that. Why wouldn't we? Okay, we are up to our second break already. Holy mackerel.
How we do that?
It just blinked. And we've got questions in the chat room for sure, for sure. One of the questions, and I think I'm trying to remember who it was by. It was by AJ.
AJ.
AJ says, can luck magnify or increase with more conscious choosing? So I'm going to leave it there. When we come back, we're going to pick right up there. And I also want to talk about the rich and famous people. So my friends, you are listening to Inspired Choices here on the Inspired Choices Network. You have Christine McIver, your host tonight, and my wonderful guest, Megan Sillito, in the house. Please join us in the chat room. You can come join us in the live studio. And of course, you can be asking us questions. So you stick around. And when we get back, we'll dive deeper into some of these great questions. See you on the other side.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you ready to have pleasure with your business? Yes, I said pleasure with your business. The Pleasure of Business a la carte will surprise you with topics like meet yourself in the boardroom, money, services, and you. Expand your visibility. The pleasure of communication. The pleasure of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Christine McIver has so much pleasure with business and loves teaching all things business. Beginning a new business? Desiring to expand a current business? Or looking to resurrect a business that has been dormant? This program will get you fired up and bring more pleasure than you have ever imagined. Exhausted with your excuses for not creating a phenomenal business? Join now for all the pleasure with business. Pleasure of Business a la carte gives you total choice for what you desire and what your business requires. That's 24 weeks of different topics to choose from with weekly calls, audio and video recordings, and PDFs. This class will have you dive right in and use tools to create the business that has been speaking to you. Go to inspiredchoices.ca for full details or join the Facebook page Pleasure of Business a la carte. Now is the time for you and your business.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. I am so thrilled you're here with us tonight. If you are listening live, it's amazing to have you with us. If you are listening in the replay, we would love to hear from you. You can email me, Christine@InspiredChoices.ca, and I will pass any of your questions on to Megan as well. And I know that, Megan, we're going to talk about some of the things that you've got coming up. But before we do, I want to dive back into that question because I think that's a really cool place to go. So the question was, can luck magnify or increase with conscious choosing?
Mm-hmm. So I'm so excited because I have developed a whole program around that. And that's actually,
Awesome.
hello, because I love magic. I do. And I really believe that luck is an element or an aspect of magic, but it's been a very sort of bastardized aspect. And it really, so many people are using luck against themselves. And the coolest thing of all is that you can choose in any moment to have it work for you and with you. And you can change your luck. And in fact, that's another thing that Gay Hendricks says in the book. He says that one of the most, probably misquoting it a bit, but he said basically, um, consciously cultivating luck is the fastest way to abundance on all levels.
And that's saying a lot for this man, because he has been around. He's been one of your mentors for, well, we aren't going to give your age away, but a long time. A long time.
I'm ageless, baby.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
I get better with time. I'm like wine.
It's true. Okay, we have another question in the chat room. Is there a way to start cheating our croc brain? And you'll have to explain to most of our listeners what that croc brain is. Is there a way to start cheating our croc brain out of its points of view about luck so we can consciously start aligning with it?
Yes.
Cool.
And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. In Gay Hendricks' book, Conscious Luck, there is actually a process in there, specific processes that help you sort of move through your unconscious programming. And that's what I'm going to call the croc. It's something, it's probably one of my students because I use that term all the time. It's the reptilian brain. It's the fight or flight brain. And I affectionately call it the croc. Because when I see it as this kind of gator that's like opening its eyes and trying to, keep us safe. But it holds on to a lot of limiting structures and beliefs. And so there's a lot of things. You could buy that book. You could come take my Lucky program, because I'm actually going to add some tools to the clearing, because I would say that that's one of my specialties, is moving energy and clearing energy through a lot of different modalities. And so I would really invite you to come play, because it's like I've spent 25 years studying how to clear points of view from the croc. There's a billion ways to do it, but the first thing you got to do is go, no, this is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. And I want to choose something different. And, when I did the Want to Get Lucky show.
Yes. Which by the way, was March 14th, 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Only a couple of years ago. So, but it was one of my first times of playing with luck in a conscious manner. And I created this whole question, as I'm a big fan of questions, organizing energy and moving things around in our behalf and in our favor. And I had crafted this question, and it was, what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be the lucky bastard I truly be for all eternity? And I used that language on purpose because I was a bastard child. So I was taking it and kind of turning it a little bit. The funny thing is that night I went to a sound healing thing, and there were like 200 people in the room, and they were raffling off a singing bowl, a crystal singing bowl. Now, remember when I said I never won anything in my whole life?
You
Ever.
You won.
Yeah. Yeah. And I knew I was going to be the one that won it. I was one of the last people in the room. And they're like, oh, yeah, you need one of these tickets. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I saw they were raffling a bowl, I was like, why is that bowl coming home with me? I don't win nothing, but then I went back and I did the lucky bastard thing, the lucky bastard clearing. And I was like, and I won it. And I have been cultivating that energy ever since. I realized there's something here. And I've been using it against me my whole life. It's like hog tying ourselves,
Right.
Running, trying to create our lives and business with both hands tied behind our back.
Right. Right. And I mean, we could talk for 3 or 4 hours about how we do that and so on and so forth. Tell me, when we were talking the last time, we were talking about the rich, right? Jennifer Kramer Lewis, you know who Jennifer is. She did a show on Friday. She's one of our amazing hosts. And she did a show on Friday, and she said rich people are assholes. It was something to that effect, right? So what is that about rich people? There were some of the things that you were saying that were really popping when we were talking.
Hmm.
Do you remember?
What is it exactly you want to know about rich people?
So,
What
so,
is like, what do you,
so why do people that are rich, why do they keep getting richer? What are they aligning with that we're missing the boat on?
they're choosing it.
So you had said something to I hope I don't mess this up. You said something to the effect of that they don't believe anything different.
Right. Mhm.
They don't buy into that.
Mm-mm. They don't think that way. Like I was lucky enough to have one of my early mentors that got me into Rapid Eye. We became friends and we used to hang out, and she would trigger the crap out of me because she was always raising her prices, and I had a whole story about spirituality and I shouldn't charge very much for it and all this stuff. And she's like, I think I'll double my rates this week. I was like, what? But, and like, within like 5 years, she was like, pay, it was like 10 grand for the Rapid Eye series she was charging. And I was like, whoa, like like all my stuff would go up. But she was raised in a very wealthy home. Her father was a very famous inventor and businessman. And she never like thought about there not being money. It was just an energy. It wasn't a big deal. And that's the thing, is that we're the ones that make it a big deal.
Mm.
Like, people without money are always thinking about money, and they're always like judging it and da 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 da. People with money, they actually don't. People who are with it in a like, you remember in Imprinting for Rich, I called them happy millionaires. Like, people who are doing richness from the flow of who they are. They don't hardly ever think about money. They just go about creating their lives, and so they're willing to have it. They're willing to choose it. They've learned enough about it to be able to access it in this reality, and they just keep choosing it.
And they just keep choosing it. So is the
Mhm.
same, and what you're saying is the same, it can be said about luck as well. The
Yeah.
more that we learn about it, the more that we get engaged with it,
Right.
that
Yes.
right, and we
Right.
consciously turn on to it, then
Mhm.
it's right there. Okay, so before we get up for our next break, tell us about this new course that you're putting out, program that you're putting out.
Well, I have a very big invitation in this course, and it's to go luck yourself.
Go
That's
luck
the name.
yourself.
That's
I
the name
like
of the
that.
course. Go luck yourself. And it is designed to help you literally raise that sail, to clear the points of view that you have and the beliefs that you have and the curses that you have against luck. And if you want to talk about that later, we can, but it's that some of us have actually cursed ourselves against, like when all my friends would say, hey, if something bad's happened, it's going to happen to Megan. That's a form of a curse that I bought into. Right. And so we're going to clear all that yuckity yuck, and we're going to see what it takes to truly cultivate it and raise that sail and let ourselves work in relation with that energy.
Nice.
And I'm telling you guys, it's so much fun. That's the thing about it, is luck is fun, and when it shows up and how it shows up, and holy cow, has it ever shifted my money flows. Money is so much easier with luck. Like,
Nice.
everything's
I
easier with
love
luck.
that.
It's like, I said this the other day on one of my lives. I'm like, luck is like lube. It just really, it just I lost her. Yeah, it's like it greases the sticky bits, right? It moves energy through things. It's freaking fun to play
I
with.
will
I love luck.
never forget that.
Luck is like lube, people. Lube up your life. You don't want to live a dry, dusty life?
Oh
Get
my
some
God.
lube.
I love that so much. Okay. So for all of you who are absolutely saying yes to connecting with Megan on this amazing course, go to megansillito.com/go-luck-yourself. Just go over to megansillito.com and
Yeah,
you
it's
will
on my front
find
page.
all
Mhm.
that information there. You can, of
Mhm.
course, find her on all social media platforms. And if you can't find it, email me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. If you are listening to this in the replay, that link will be in the replay as well. Okay. So
It's also
we
in
are,
the chat room.
yes, the one that we have in the chat room. Okay, so my friends, we are up to our final break of the show. This was like, holy mackerel, this was fast. So stay tuned. We will definitely keep hearing more of this amazingness from Megan. So you are listening to Inspired Choices on the Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices radio show with holographist coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with holographist coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, my friends. If you are watching us, I'm sure you might be getting seasick from all the movement we're going on, but we're having a great time. And as luck would be, this is ease. It's total ease. So how much luck are you willing to have in your life to make everything total ease? I'm definitely turning that up. Definitely. Okay, Megan, a couple of little bits. When does the course start? Go Luck Yourself. When does it start? And what is the cost of that course?
St. Patty's Day, of course.
Oh, me darling, that's such a lovely day to be starting that. That you're starting it on St. Patrick's Day.
You make me so happy.
It warms me cockles.
I didn't know you had cockles.
I don't even know.
But I'm good. I'm glad to know they're warm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love your Irish. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. That makes me happy.
Okay.
I'm
so glad you're happy.
Okay. This makes me happy. So we're starting on St. Patty's Day, of course. So, the day that represents Black. And we're going to go for 44 days. And we're going to really you're going to get a message every day, a practice every day to actually get your mind moving in that direction, get the sail up, clear the crap, and really align with luck. One of the reasons it's a little bit longer is, especially those of us who sort of use it against ourselves, it kind of takes a minute to repattern. We actually can clear so much faster than repatterning. And one of the things I think people get mistaken in coaching is they oftentimes will quit coaching when they think that their stuff's clear. But the creation side takes way more. Actually implementing and learning how to create in a new way takes more time. So that's why it's a little bit longer course. I usually do 20 to 30 day online courses. So this is a little bit longer because I really want to spend some time getting that sail raised. Nice. And there'll be interactive Zooms, there'll be daily messages, there's going to be a daily meditation and an evening meditation that everybody does. There's going to be one of the things that Gay talks about in this book that was profound for me, and I'm taking it and I'm putting my own spin on it with my molecular infusion, but he has a whole chapter on transmuting shame into luck. And because shame is a version of bastardized luck. And so and a lot of us are
And
holding
she
that in our
saves
body.
this for the last 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah. How you doing? This is a reward for people that complete, and stay with us, through all the craziness. This is for you. But I will be creating a very dynamic process to help people transmute any kind of guilt or shame that they're still holding in their body and turn it into the energy of luck. When I did that process of his, he just has it in the book. And so I just was kind of, my partner Suzanne read it to me, but I was like, ooh, because I have an energy that I do called molecular infusion, and I have some really big gifts around meditation and visualization that help transform people's consciousness. And so I'm going to add that to that process. And it's going to be
that's worth the price in for sure, just that alone. And by the way, what is the price in? Do you have an early bird price? Do you have a regular price?
The full price is $111. And I just announced today to my people that we're going to, at your show, people are listening and get it for $88 for the next 4 days.
Amazing.
So $88, 4 days. And for a 44-day program, there's nothing out there that's going to beat that price. That actually is going to create so much more.
That's fabulous. My friends, get signed up. She is a dynamic change maker, big time. And Megan, you've unlocked so many things. I don't even want to get into the things that you've unlocked for me, because that was some crazy times. And I know so many people that you have contributed to, and really you've paved the way and you've shown us. So I'm thrilled and excited about this course. It's fantastic. So if you want to get in, you need to contact Megan and find her at megansillito.com. Of course, you can find her on Facebook. You can find her on Instagram. You can find her all over this place, but go to her website, because what we do know is Megan loves to play, and she's not really that interested in kind of tracking everything online. So it's better if you just go directly to the source. So go to megansillito.com and you will make sure you'll get you right to those places and spaces. Well, Megan, anything else coming up in your world?
I think the biggest thing is the knowing that you can change your luck, and to actually make that conscious choice is so powerful, because it's inviting everything in the universe to work with you and for you. And why wouldn't you want to, right? And if you're already lucky, there's more. There's a lot of people that consider themselves lucky in one way, but not in another way. It's what if you could lube up your whole life with it, But I just love, it was such a liberation for me, because I just thought that luck is what was given to you and what you were handed. And mine, I think I was late that day and got a kind of a bad batch of it, But it's like saying there's bad gravity. It just is. And it's the fact that I can actually choose to create my relationship in a different way, just freed something in me. And so if this is speaking to you at all, come play. Yeah. Come roll your dice for $88.
Roll your dice. Roll your dice, my friends.
Roll your dice.
Oh my God, this is fantastic. Thank you again, Megan, so much for being here, for being a contribution in the world for all of our listeners. And if you're listening to this well past March the 17th, 2021, Megan will still have lots of amazing creations going on in her world. You can always count on that. So do reach out to her. Join me next week, where I'm going to have another amazing show where we're going to be talking about luck and business, because business
Mhm.
is my jam, my friends. Thank you again,
Mhm.
everyone, for being here. Be sure to check us out on TV, on your favorite smart TV. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out everywhere, because we like
Thank
to get
you for
around.
choosing to listen to
Bye for
Inspired
now.
Choices
Bye,
Radio Show.
everybody. Thank
Christine
you,
McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.